I'm speaking with Stephan Ouaknine, who is the President and CEO of Blueslice Networks. Stephan, tell me more about Blueslice and what the company does.
Blueslice is a Canadian company, 10-year-old, proudly profitable, in the subscriber data management space. So the old way of buying core infrastructure has fundamentally changed. Used to be dominated by the large equipment vendors who would sell the entire core network as a larger bundle. But with a lot of the new challenges that opcos are faced with today, subscriber data management has emerged as a multi-billion-dollar industry standalone on its own. And Blueslice is a leader in that subscriber data management space now.
What are the drivers that are causing operators to migrate their subscriber data management strategies?
The drivers are primarily centralized around convergence. We've heard the term convergence for many years. What it really means is that there are many different types of profiles a subscriber can have today. There's no such thing as a single play operator anymore, the way there was a few years ago. So today you're doing mobility, you're doing fixed, you're doing some form of voice over IP traffic, or you're doing some form of packet data traffic, you're doing some type of next generation WiMAX play or Wi-Fi hotspot business, you're doing LTE, 4G, or planning for it. And all of those things are generating different profiles for subscribers that are sitting in multiple data silos and are being provisioned and authenticated by different systems, sold sometimes by different vendors. This obviously creates a major headache on the cost side and on the complexity side for carriers, and those really are the drivers that have brought us to a converged, consolidated subscriber data play.
So this brings us on to subscriber data consolidation. How does Blueslice Networks help operators with this?
You know, again, you have all of this proliferation of subscriber data sitting in different silos. And what Blueslice brings to the table is one platform to manage the subscriber, which, if you know, you've certainly heard the term monetizing the subscriber, or the subscriber is the key asset of the carrier. So central to that is managing that subscriber in one place, whether they're doing some voice over IP or SIP solution on the new application server, whether they're in a fixed mobile convergence service, whether they're just authenticated in a Wi-Fi hotspot, or whether they're on a traditional GSM call. So Blueslice offers a single place to manage and database and provision that subscriber, and that obviously not only leads to major cost savings, but also a major enhancement of the service offering. You can offer much richer services if you know more about your subscriber in real time. And I want to also define real time and the importance of that.
What do you mean by real time?
That's a very important question, because there are various subscriber data management companies that are offering analytics tools after the call has happened. So these are post-CDR generation. They're interesting tools, but there's a limited value, to the marketing team, for example, of an opco. In real time, you're in the heart of the network, and so you're restricted to the capabilities of legacy HLRs, home location registers, which can only generate any understanding of the mobile profile and completely ignore what's happening with the HSSs and the other parts of the IP and the packet network. Blueslice in real time can make a decision based on the knowledge of the concurrent knowledge of all of the subscribers' profiles. So to give you a real-world example, if you are a subscriber that is currently authenticated alive in the GSM network, but also in a Wi-Fi network, which is a lot cheaper, the Blueslice system can, in real time, redirect, based on that knowledge, redirect more expensive GSM calls to much more cost-effective IP calls. If you didn't have the real-time knowledge, you would not be able to do that real-time redirection.
As operators evolve their networks to 3.5G and then to 4G, with LTE advanced and the next iterations of WiMAX, how will this affect subscriber data management?
Well, this only enhances, the business case, the drivers for subscriber data management-focused companies, because, as an operator evolves towards, let's say, 4G, you gave an example. They're currently doing a lot of trials in 4G, and there are some players that have HSSs, which is like a next generation version of an HLR, that are only good in a 4G island. So they're good for the lab. They're good for trials. But the minute you leave a 4G island, the minute that you leave the coverage of a 4G zone, or even in a 4G island, if a 3G or a 2G call comes in, those 4G capable HSSs don't know what to do with the subscriber. They literally cannot terminate the call. So what Blueslice is gaining lots of traction on today is not just the consolidation aspect, but the backwards compatibility aspect, to be able to terminate calls from other parts of the network.
We're seeing more and more smartphones come onto the market. We're seeing a growth in machine-to-machine communications. So how will these devices affect what operators have to do with subscriber data management?
Well, device proliferation is one of the major market drivers. Networks didn't converge just because they were trying to push new things from the consumer. There was a major consumer pull, actually, to pull the opcos out of their comfort zones and force them to do convergent plays. So the iPhone is a perfect example. The statistic we all have heard, where your usage of data networks multiplies 50-fold the minute you switch to an iPhone. And I was an example of this. I almost used no data before, and the minute I got my iPhone, I was a dataholic. So between iPhone type applications, between machine-to-machine implementations, which have generated no less than several billion with a B, new devices that are also like subscribers on the network, just their machines. And again, this further pronounces the need for a more sophisticated way to manage subscribers.
Now, Blueslice talks about breaking the subscriber data silos. What do you mean by this, and how does that affect operators?
Breaking the data silos ultimately saves operators tremendous capex and opex costs. If you imagine that they've got different operations and support contracts and with various vendors, it also creates one super layer or a super layer of the subscriber, which back channels or back connects into another part of the opcos network, which was traditionally very divorced from the network engineering part of their network, and that's the IT. There's traditionally been a bit of a war between the IT departments in an opco and who manage various other data silos, and the OSS, BSS, as well as the network engineering group, which say, don't touch my network. So another benefit of this converged subscriber data platform is bringing those two groups together to work together in harmony and peace to better manage subscriber information in one place. And if I may just say one thing about the competitors in our space, while they own market share, historical market share, they're also victims of their market share. They've got very large install bases and very heavy organizations that are managing extremely proprietary legacy database schemas and products in general. So innovations, while they know the right things to put in their slides, while Blueslice in many ways has educated some of the larger incumbent vendors of what to say on their marketing, when you peel the layers of the onion, they fundamentally are unable to break those data silos. So what they say is, you want SIP? Sure, we do it. You want voice over IP? We do it. You want fixed mobile convergence? We do it. But what they do is wrap a big square around it, put one of their logos on it, and say, we've done it for you. This is convergence. The operator says, no, all you've done is co-locate a bunch of separate systems that don't talk to each other. And that's why Blueslice, smaller as we are getting invited and shortlisted and winning with some major tier ones.
Stephan, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.